Okay, today we're doing 8th grade module of the Pythagorean Theorem, 8G.7/8, Level 2 Reteach. Find the distance between 2 points, keep the answer in simplest radical form. So the first thing I do on this one is I need to graph. So I know it's going to be 0 and -5, that's a point, and then 5 and 1. And then I'm going to connect the dots, and then I'm going to draw a right triangle. I know it's a right triangle because it's graph paper. And I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that would be 5. And then I do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And I'm going to get 6 squared plus 5 squared equals c squared. We know that this would be my c. So I'm going to get 36 plus 25 equals c squared. And that's going to get me the square root of 61. And I know there is nothing perfect in that, so it's just going to be the square root of 61 units. Taking a look at the next one. Now, I use the slope formula to kind of help me out. So I know that this would be x1, y1, x2, y2. So I kind of use that to help me out. And I do 3 minus 4. And then I do 0 minus minus 2. So I'm going to get a -1 over 2. So I make that my A and that my B. So then I do 1 squared plus 2 squared equals c squared. So that's 1 plus 4 equals c squared. So that's just going to get me the square root of 5 equals c squared, or square root of 5 units. So let's take a look at the next one. It says find the length of the diagonal in each of the rectangular prism. Keep your answers in simplest radical form. So if I take a look at this one, I look at it this way. I have a bottom and my insides. So the bottom is right here, and I'm going to do this triangle right here. So I have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So that's going to get me 6 squared plus 13 squared equals c squared. That's 36 plus 169 equals c squared, or the square root of 205 equals c squared. Now I'm just going to leave it as square root of 205, because then I'm going to take it and I'm going to bring it right away up here. So it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And I'm going to put in that square root of 205 squared. And then I'm going to take the height of this figure, which is 13 squared equals c. And remember, poof, it kind of disappears and you just get 205. And then 13 times 13 is 169 equals c squared. You're going to add those together and you're going to get 374 equals c squared. I can't find anything in there perfect, so my answer is 374 inches. So taking a look at this one, again, I'm going to do bottom and inside. So bottom, I'm going to draw myself a triangle, and I know I'm going to be using these points. So I have a squared plus b squared equals c squared, so 24 squared plus 8 squared equals c squared. And then 24 times 24 is 576. 8 times 8 is 64. You add them together and you're going to get 640 equals c squared. So that's what this is down here. This would be 15. So I'm going to use that number, and I usually put that in for my A. So I'm just going to put that in 640 squared plus my B, which is 15 squared equals c squared. And this is 640, and that's just going to be 640 again. 15 times 15 is 225. That's going to get me the square root of 865 equals c squared. And so my answer is just going to be 865 inches equals c. Thanks for listening, and have a great day.